Hi Year 6, this is your maths lesson number 3 and it's Monday the 11th of January. Today we are going to try and either build or draw a fractions wall. So here's one and that's already been done. I will put some links in the description for the video so that you can see some of these, but to help you, over here we have Mrs Stubbs ready to build or draw a fraction wall. So you can see the TRP here, and she's going to use some Cuisinart, which obviously we've got in school. And I'm sure you probably haven't got at home, but you could find something like Lego or pasta or something that you might be able to use, but if not, you could draw it. Let's show you what a fraction wall is first, though, shall we? So first of all, Mrs Stubbs is going to make one hole. Now your one hole could be anything, could be any number. So what Mrs Stubbs is going to do is she is going to take a 10 piece and a 2 piece. She's going to choose a number that's got a lot of factors, which is the number 12. So that has now become Mrs Stubbs' one hole, okay? So she's going to write that down. That's her one hole one, okay? Now we're doing this to help us with equivalent fractions, but also to find fractions of amount. So if we're thinking to ourselves that my one hole there is 12, then she's going to have a little look at the pieces and decide. She's now going to try, what's she going to do next, Mrs Stubbs?
I think I'm going to try and do a half.
Brilliant.
So I'm thinking which piece I might need. So if a whole is 12, then half, I think, it's going to be this colour.
Brilliant, okay.
So try and be thinking, what do you think half of 12 is? There we are. So I've got 2 halves, equal sizes. And perhaps I'll space it out a little bit more, but there we are. I'm going to write the fraction in a half. So I've got 2 halves, and that's the same as my one whole.
Fantastic. So some other fractions that are in the fraction wall that we could build next. Let's have a think. So a fraction that's slightly smaller than a half, possibly.
I think I'm going to try and see if I can find thirds for this.
So our whole was 12.
So a third, I think, might be this colour. Let's have a little look.
So we've got to think how many thirds might be in a whole. So we have 2 halves in a whole. So now Mrs Stubbs is going to put in the thirds. It's been split into 3 equal pieces, that fits. So 3 thirds in a whole. Mrs Stubbs is going to label that.
So 1 third. So each piece is 1 third, and I've got 3 thirds there.
Brilliant. I'm just going to go back to the fraction wall over here and just show us on the big fraction wall. So we've got 1 whole, 2 halves, and then you can see underneath 3 thirds. Okay, let's go back to Mrs Stubbs and see what she's going to do next.
Well, I'm going to try quarters now. So here we are. Hopefully, if I've got the right colour, to space them out a little bit, I think. 3, 4. 4 quarters is the same as 1 whole.
Fantastic, and they're equal size, those quarters, 4 quarters in a whole. That looks brilliant. Now, if the children wanted to draw one, Mrs Stubbs, they were going to try and draw a fraction wall, because I know you won't have Cuisinart at home. You might be able to have a go with something like Lego, but if not, you can get your maths book and you can have a go at drawing a fraction wall. So I'm just going to move around over here and have a look. So Mrs Stubbs has got her maths book, which is in your pack, and she's going to have a go at drawing. So she's used the same number, the number 12, for her one hole at the top.
Now, you could write it at the side, or you could actually label the bar, the rod that you've drawn. So I'm going to label mine on the actual, oops, my pencil's too sharp.
Very sharp pencil.
1 whole.
Fantastic.
Okay, and then I know that there's 12 individual squares there. I'd already drawn that in. So then I'm going to show my halves. Here we go. And probably, I'm pretty sure that all of you know half of 12 would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Here we are. I'm going to make sure I use a ruler, of course. There we are. And I might actually label both pieces, half here and a half here. And then I did the thirds. Now you can probably, again, using your knowledge of your times tables, you might be able to work out a third of 12. There we go, a third of 12, I think, is going to be about here. So it's going to be 4. I'm not going to give too much more away. I'm going to label it third, 1/3, 1/3.
Perfect. Absolutely brilliant, Mrs. Stubbs. Thank you. I think Year 6 will be able to do the rest of this. So you're trying to draw and label or build yourself a fraction wall. So I'll show you back to the beginning, show you the fraction wall, and what I will do is I'll put a link to this fraction wall in the description on the video. And you need to email me what you've done, or you need to show me in the Zoom calls. Good luck, Year 6. Bye.